Suppose I could just watch you directly.
Oh, I figured you were watching the camera to see what it was like.
I was.
So long, suckers. All we have in the house is eggs. I'm gonna go get some bacon. And will I get a coffee? That is the eternal question. Time to get some work done. Okay, I'm going to my dad's house to help him move something up. Man, I love computers, I love technology, I love gadgets, I love electronics, I love all that stuff. But I don't think there's any denying that sitting at a computer all day is terrible for you. And it's kind of weird because I feel like most people, their jobs just involve sitting at a computer all day, melting your brain and atrophying your body. I gotta find some way to be able to use my computer outside. I think it's just gonna take a little sacrifice not having as good of a setup outside. I gotta use my laptop. I don't know. Another beautiful, hot, and humid day today.
This is what you get when you have somebody who has an ounce of creativity when they cook. Some sort of seasoning. So what I've got here is just dumb, but I thought it'd be fun to do this. This is a VCR DVD combo unit, and I picked this up at my dad's house, as well as these guys right here, which is Macross Plus. Man, back in the day, one episode cost like $30, and it was on a tape. And then also Dragon Ball Z, the world's strongest. Good times, good times. I didn't realize we had all the Macross Pluses though. That's cool. Now, I am not somebody who is nostalgic about VHS tapes at all. I think the video quality is terrible. I hate the inconvenience of them. I don't find them fun. The technology has improved. It's not like old games where when you look at them, they still look fantastic. You look at an old VHS tape, it looks ugly. But it's been so many years that I've seen a VHS tape that just out of morbid curiosity, I want to try it out. So actually, on a CRT monitor, it doesn't look that bad. What is this Orbis though? This looks awesome. But it's really noisy, like in the image. Like blacks aren't black, colors aren't color, solid colors. There's one thing I don't look back on nostalgically, and that's bad video quality. The better the video quality, the better. Actually, I just realized some of you, very few of you probably, are young enough to not know what VHS tapes are like and what the experience is like. So obviously the first thing you have to do is put the tape in. And then the video is actually spooled on these things. I'm sure everybody knows how a VCR works, but isn't that crazy? It used to be like a mini magnetic tape that this machine would have to spool through it to play it on the TV. And now it's all just a digital file. Like even DVDs are archaic in my mind. Blu-rays are, the video quality is nice, but they're also archaic. I think these are the only 5 VHSs that I still own. Dragon Ball, man, I used to love Dragon Ball. Part of the reason why I got this was that so my mother could have a DVD player that she actually understood how it works, could have a remote control, doesn't have to fart around with a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. Now, I also got something for myself, which is an old DVD player, but I'm gonna use it as a CD player. Because sometimes it's nice to just listen to music and not do other things, but just put the CD in, let the music play. Okay, so I've been noticing this for a while now, but the sound in this corner is really muddy and bassy. And I was just talking to my friend Nate, audio extraordinaire. He does the music for Adventure Archives with us. He does the drums and stuff. He suggested that I move everything to a wall away from corners. So like, I'm thinking like right here. Since everything's pretty much like set up as it is, I think I can just move everything pretty easily. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. This is actually where I wanted to put the computer in the first place. I was just worried that glare might come in from that window over there. No sunlight comes in here. Also, for those of you either laughing at me or wondering, no, I don't think my setup will ever stop changing. Maybe one day. I'm not an audiophile and I'm still learning a lot, but more and more I've been getting into sound quality and getting things to sound really good and having the best music listening environment and all this. Listening to that song that I just played with a good setup and decent acoustics, I kind of subscribe to the principle that do the things that are the simplest, biggest changes that you can make that will make the most difference, and then worry about the small stuff when you've got like extra time and money. My current setup right now, the first step in the chain is that CD player. So I start with a good source, which is a CD. So I send that audio out optically to a digital to analog converter box. Now, this is one of those pieces in the chain that I don't actually know how much difference it makes, but I specifically bought this because it has a headphone out and an audio out, so I can send it to my speakers and to headphones and I can listen to the same thing. But basically, what a digital to analog converter does, it takes the digital signal from a CD, converts that to analog, and then sends it to an audio out. Any digital device actually has a digital to analog converter. It's called a DAC. Built in. It's like your phone, your computer, whatever. Anything that's got a headphone jack and it's a digital device, somewhere along the line, the digital has to be converted to analog. So this box converts the signal, then it sends it to the amp. The amp sends the sound to my speakers, and then the speakers send the sound to my ear holes. When it comes to difference between DACs and difference between amps and difference between CD players, I'm not really too sure what the differences are, and I can't really hear the differences, but I can very much hear the difference when you put good speakers up to a good amp and you have them positioned correctly. And I think this is kind of the same thing with like cameras and just any type of technology where there's an end product and the technology is not the goal itself. You can kind of get lost in the equipment and forget to actually just sit down and listen to what you're listening to, which is actually why I have the CD player. My computer actually has a CD player built in, but my computer's so loud that it almost overpowers the music. I kind of created this setup so that I can just sit there and listen to the music. It's kind of like what I was talking about the other day. When you listen to music in the dark with headphones, you can really actually listen to the music. It's kind of the same thing I want to get out of this, only with speakers. And I think, you know, I've kind of succeeded. I think it's time to listen. Wow, that sounds really good. You know, this actually very much goes along with what I was talking about the other day about how your equipment is just the door to the final product. Now, equipment itself is actually really entertaining. I mean, look at this setup. You know I had a good time setting it up. You know it's fun to like research new products and be like, oh man, this would be good with this and this would be good with that. But at the end of the day, isn't it really about the experience that the equipment gives you. To that end, like just setting everything up, that gives me a very fun experience, so I love getting that out of it as well. But just actually listening to the music or the sound that you hear out of the speakers, that's like the end goal, right? Or like this monitor. The reason I got this monitor was so that I could have clear visuals to look at. That's the end goal. And I think a lot of people don't actually have this problem. They just get something, they listen to it. Like I know a lot of people listen to music through their phones, like the little phone speaker. A lot of people don't have that problem of like always wanting to look at equipment and do this stuff and do this and that. But I think for me, it's like lots of times setting it up is more fun than the actual end goal. It's kind of like how when I make videos, the making of the video is far more entertaining than the watching of the video. Like the amount of time that I've spent making videos versus actually watching my own videos is like, in fact, for like the Adventure Archives episodes, like when we first started making them, we would watch them after we finished a lot. Now it's like we don't really watch them that much after we're done. And if I do watch them, it's usually just the endings. The endings are always my favorite part for some reason. That being said, I do watch them on occasion and I enjoy them very much. But the creation aspect is like my favorite part. And at this point, I think I'm just rambling. So let me show you what else I picked up at my dad's house that I think a lot of you guys will appreciate and like. Oh, mama. These have just been sitting at my dad's house for a long time. Death Note, the complete box set. Oh, those beautiful manga right there. This is the series that I always recommend to people. Like, if you want to know what anime can be and manga can be, it has nothing to do with like the art style or the medium. This is just an amazingly well-told story. I just love the tension and release and like the insane plots that they come up with. It's just fantastic. How does somebody think of stuff like this? I don't understand. It's incredible. Dragon Ball Z, the complete manga box set. And the shirt is off because it's hot, not because Dragon Ball. Although it would make sense if I took my shirt off for Dragon Ball. This is one of those series that like pre-internet days, nobody really knew what the story of Dragon Ball actually was in the US. It's like we always had to like piece it together and then people would talk about it, like, oh no, the Cell Saga. Yeah, and then you know, Cell comes back to life and then I actually opened up to the Cell Saga. Man, I should reread this. I don't remember much about it. Speaking of which, I need to watch the Dragon Ball Supercut or whatever it was where they took out all the filler. I'd be very interested in seeing that because I honestly thought the cartoon was kind of terrible. The manga is fantastic though. Naruto. This is only the first half of the story. So this is a series that I've only read the manga. I've never seen the anime. And the anime looked kind of boring and the art seemed kind of shoddy, but maybe it's actually good. But the manga, exciting, incredible artwork, fun, just like I love shonen manga. What I love about it is that they have these heroes. They just believe in themselves with all of their might, and it brings in other people as well. The thing that I always say is zettai makenai, which means I absolutely won't lose. I'm pretty sure they say that in every single shonen manga like at least 100 times. Oh, and there's something else while I was listening to music that I totally forgot that I didn't have room for at the time, so I didn't take it out. We need to take it out because I've got room now. Just the place. Also, for those of you unaware, tomorrow is, well actually today technically, is the 4th of July, which is the celebration of the Independence Day for the United States. Right now you can hear fireworks going off all over the place. Really cool sound, actually. That's gonna do it for today's vlog. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. So long, suckers. Back.
Have you seen Willie recently?
Willie?
Yeah.
No.
He's like the size of a dog.